Of the NPP, Kwabena Agyepong, has officially launched his campaign to contest for the flag bearer race in the new Patriotic Party, and it coincides with the opening of nominations of the party's presidential primaries, which also happened earlier today. We have him, thankfully. Engineer, if you could kindly join us on stage. You have contested this particular position a number of times. How confident are you that this time around the delegates are going to choose you?
Well, I think pretty much the party faces clear choices. It's either those who want more of the same, or we want a drastic departure from what we have been used to in recent times. And I think that the time is ripe for the party to usher in a new dawn, a new direction, a new dimension, be able to earn the confidence of our grassroots. We know that just taking a cursory glance at the election results, the fact that our votes moved from 6.7 to 4.6, and the NDC's just moved a little, about 200, it's quite clear that sympathizers of our party chose to punish us, and our first move is to try and win back our lost flock. The way to do so is to respond to what they want. To have a leadership that is sensitive to their plight, that engages them, that respects them, so that is very important. And I do believe myself, my public record in this party and this country is a demonstration of that kind of life, of service, sacrifice, and selflessness. So I will be able to engage them and let them see the reason why they have to come back and support the NPP. The NPP has been good for Ghana. It is because of the NPP that we have this Fourth Republic. I mean, we had to fight and drag the PNDC to be able to give us democracy. And sometimes we don't tout our democratic credentials enough. Some of our forebears lost their lives. They had to run into exile, giving something to the country. So we want a new politician, a new Ghanaian. We need a recalibration of our thinking. I think currently the country is being driven on a trajectory that I'm not comfortable with. There's too much materialism, and people think that money should rule rather than merit. I totally disagree. I do believe we need a critical mass of public-spirited individuals who are leading the country to inspire the youth, for people to know the very essence of public service is service to the public, not service to self.
Let me come in here. Speaking about money, just today your party opened nominations, and they've set the amount, that's the filing fee, at 500,000 Ghana cedis, 100,000 Ghana cedis to pick the forms. It has generated a lot of reaction on Facebook. People are saying, is the NPP flag bearer position for sale?
You know why I'm laughing? Yes. Because I'm happy people are making those comments. So our party leaders, those who run the party now, will understand, some of us. In fact, if it hadn't been for my intervention in National Council, I can't even give you the figure that some were speculating.
So it means that they proposed higher than 500,000?
Much higher, much higher. And some of us had to stand up and be counted and let them know that this party is not for sale. And that what message are we sending to the Ghanaian people? That once we do that, we will lose the trust of our supporters and Ghanaians. And even then, we had to agree that we'll adjust it a bit, which is what we have done. I mean, the last time it was 50,000, so 100,000 is reasonable, because we want serious-minded people to go for the forms. I mean, it's a decent amount of money. So if you're not serious about your chances or what you want to do, you won't go and waste 100,000. And then when you go around and you're coming to file, I mean, you have to add another 500. There's a lot of money. We understand that. I mean, the last time it was 350,000, but there were some in our party, especially among the current executives, mentioning outrageous figures. I'm not going to out them here, but I stood up and really protested and suggested some of these things.
I mean, the 2024 elections, that was what I have seen since I've been in this world. That was like that's like a result that was so unexpected, looking at how competitive both the NPP and NDC are. Now you have just 87 seats in Parliament. The NDC have a whopping 184. They have 2/3. Now, if you were given the nod, do you think that most of the seats that were lost by the NPP in the 2024 elections, you can help reclaim them back?
In fact, if you look at the elections, if you look at the data and the figures, it's quite clear. The NDC won so many seats because our people refused to vote.
But that's what elections are about.
No, not really. But the good thing about the election is that our supporters did not decamp. Otherwise, it would have reflected in the NDC vote. It didn't. You know, in 2020, we had 6.7, they had 6.2. Now they moved to 6.4, if my memory serves me right, and we dropped to 4.6. So if we can put our best version of ourselves forward, and we can rejuvenate the base of our party, and they become enamored with us that we are a changed party, things are different, and our supporters come back to us. And I believe there are a lot of, I would say, borrowed seats that we can win. The two parties have reasonable strengths. I have always put the NDC nominally, even when they do badly, at 44. We should be doing 47, 48. So it's a close electoral field in Ghana. Right. I mean, what happened the last time is an aberration. That will not happen again. I don't think so. And so we are learning lessons from it. We know that our party people were disappointed with us, some of the things we may have done in government. I wasn't a part of the government, unfortunately, but I'm a part of the party. So I feel a sense of responsibility to the party. And I feel that if I'm given the nod, I'm the kind of person who has been a symbol of struggle in this political tradition. People know that since 1992, as a young 30-year-old like yourself, I was on national television doing the party political broadcast during military regime. It took a lot of sacrifice and courage. You understand? I have served as President Kufuor's press secretary when I was 39 years. You know, so I was reasonably young, and for about 6 years. I've become general secretary, albeit short-lived in an unjustifiable removal. But those things are in the past. I'm built emotionally tough, you know, and by the grace of the Lord Almighty, He's given me the confidence to remain true to the ideals. I'm a loyalist of this party. And so I'm very confident that once the party gives me the mandate, it will resonate well with the base of the party, especially those who feel sidelined, because I would say I'm a symbol of that. There's people who have been orchestrated out and sidelined. And if God has given me the energy to resurrect my career, and I know I'll go and meet them and energize them and speak to them, I'm very confident I'll be able to convince a lot of them.
My very last question to you, there have been concerns, and then I'll ask the question and I'll bring out the concerns. Are you in this to win it, or you are in it for something else? There have been concerns that you're not in it to win it. Perhaps you are in it
without disrespecting you.
Yes, like
even in 2000.
So if I may, if I may, so there are concerns that you want to be the vice presidential candidate. If in the event that you don't win, then you are considered for a vice presidential candidate slot.
For that, as for vice presidential candidates, it's at the discretion of the one who wins.
So you are into winning?
Hoping that I become the winner. It's going to be tough. I mean, I'm not making any bones out of this. Of course, my competitors, one has been vice president. He's been at the top for 16 years. So he has visibility and his name recognition. Unfortunately, I was out of the picture for 10 years. But the fact that the kind of support I'm getting from the base of the party, from those who suffered this tradition, they know I was one of the young guys that built this party with our hands. And mind you, I'm the only one who has been elected nationally as general secretary amongst the lot. So I have deep roots in this party. So yes, I'm going to fight from behind. There's no doubt about that. I don't make any bones about that. I'm going to work very hard. I am a taskmaster. I like difficult challenges, and I'm wired to fight hard. And I'm very confident that the party people, they believe in what I stand for. When I talk about the triple S doctrine of leadership, I mean service, sacrifice, and selflessness. Even when I was on suspension as General Secretary, I supported the party materially, over 100 constituencies. I made contributions to them. In 2020, still on suspension, when the president beckoned me and called me to come and support his campaign, I did it. I left my job as the executive director of Ghana Institution of Engineering to come and support him. After all, when I won, he didn't honor me with any position, but that's fine. I mean, I'm a loyalist of this elephant. And so I want to set an example to the party that there is beauty and a sense of fulfillment in service, right, that we should not always expect something in return. The countries that have developed, their leaders sacrificed. You have to give something to society. Even if you don't get anything in return, there's a sense of happiness and fulfillment. So I'm determined to change the psyche of Ghanaians, to recalibrate our thinking, right, the very essence of what politics should be, service to the people, not service to self. Okay. And then that materialism that appears to have gripped Ghanaians, I want to be an example and a leader who drives that change. So I'm very profound about the transformation of our country. Okay. And that's what keeps me going.
Mr. Agyepong, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. So that is former General Secretary of the NPP and also former Press Secretary to former President John Agyekum Kwabena Agyepong, who was formally launched